You know what? Actually, before I do this, I was going to add in iBomb. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a quick look at who might drop for him. Spot's actually been not amazing at rank 3, so let's go ahead and do that. Wait, what? Oh, okay, didn't save. Like, I like Spot quite a bit, but had a little bit of trouble closing out fights with him. And part of that could be me, but I'm going to trust the poison a little bit more. I am, of course, speaking to anyone watching this back since no one is here yet. But so begins every stream. Oh, you know what? I forgot to edit my stream. This is going to be fun. Cool. Now we're playing Marvel Contest of Champions. Um, yeah, this looks like it might be a recoil deck. I've dealt with these. It's not the end of the world. Cool, let's see how that goes. I wonder if they won't ban Kate and Absorbing Man. Yep, they went below that. Interesting. Um, hmm. The cow is still pretty helpful. My bomb's good, but let's go a little bit more variety of utility here. Is this going to be one of those where they don't ban my rank 5s and then they draft them and I don't? Because I really am not in the mood for that. Kind of feels like it. Okay. Hey, Phil. Illusion. Welcome, guys. I hate how the buttons don't do anything at the end. I actually was going for Apocalypse, so that's a nice little bonus, but grr. I'm doing okay, Illusion. We had a rough war. Alright, I will absolutely take Kate. And I think Hulkling to make sure that Warlock isn't a pain, even though we probably get around that. Maybe I should take Chavez instead. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Well, at least they didn't get both of my characters without me seeing them. Hey, Captain. That's awful, Illusion. I'm sorry to hear that. Not by this, then by something else, but we'll do what we can. Atom cutoff? No. I have absolutely no thoughts on the first time, or like the second time ever after they changed how many rewards there are. That's just like not something I'm ever going to speculate on. Come on, buddy, throw the special. You are a jerk, Nicholas. Yeah, I didn't think so. I think we lose this one. We just didn't draw the right characters, bluntly. Tough to beat a bunch of recoil rank 4s in this meta. Hey, Eclipse, Rye, welcome. If we get through this round, we have a chance, but I'm not holding my breath. Well, that did absolutely nothing in terms of, in terms of damage. I was really expecting a better special, too. Like, now we may win this, but odds are Torch still gets through things. Because they put Carl on defense, and I try and race it with Kate, and maybe I even succeed, but the odds are not with me, and they just use Torch. Nothing else is going to work. Kate is not a defender. We'll see. But you did attack him, Ashish. That's her passive stun isn't a passive stun like House of X, it's a counterattack. That's the whole point. It counts as attacking the opponent. That's why it works as an intercept. Hey, Robert. Nice, user. Congrats on Gore. That's a good one. Boom. Alright, happy to salvage that one. Hey, Ernest, welcome. Yeah, if you're fighting Maw with Kate, you just have to remember to throw more heavies, Ashish. Because if the tracking is up, you can ignore the falter, but otherwise you're probably going to run into something like that. Yeah, I get what you mean, user. I've been thinking, honestly, about going back and redoing the thumbnails and the titles on all of my Spotlight with Context series and just rebranding it as Spotlight Guides. Because that's what they are. And people ask me about, like, hey, can you make a guide on this champion that I have a Spotlight with Context on? And it's like, go watch that. You are going to get 90% of what you would get out of me with a longer guide anyway. I know it's what you want. Just go watch it. And so some of that on me is probably on me as a content creator and a brander. Sunspot Sig 20, Spider-Ham Sig 20, or Rintra Unawakened. Kind of depends on what you need. I thought I hit go. Oh, I guess my opponent didn't accept. I wouldn't take up Sunspot. Definitely not to rank 3. If you pull a 7-star Sunspot, he'll just be so far outclassed by a low Sig 6-star. Spider-Ham is definitely arguable. Rintra is a better 2-way in my opinion. But either one of those kind of depending on what you need. The cafe was good, Cesar. We went out to a place with, what was it? Solid pastries. Got myself a cranberry orange muffin. And my coffee was a mocha with orange cold foam on it. Felt very fancy and relaxed. Okay, I don't see Archangel, so we're getting rid of Hercules, we're getting rid of Elsa, and honestly, we're getting rid of CGR. Cool, 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 cool. Hey, Manny. Am I a bit anxious about Kate's damage? I mean, her purpose was to be a nuke in Battlegrounds, and so if I wasn't at least a little bit anxious about her damage, I would probably know that I had missed. Just knowing how I work, basically. So yeah, a little bit. But I'm like, I'm not nervous. I'm not putting money on her being tuned down or anything, but like it is the obvious thing to watch. Because of Sheesh, those take an absolute ton of time to do, and I haven't had time to record the footage because that is the most time consuming part of the process that adds the least from me. Because every one of those characters, there is other gameplay. I know that what I add is first and foremost um, the extra discussion, at least in my opinion. And so I decided to consolidate a little bit. Um, the other big thing is that I feel like, as the only content creator who is also a developer, one of the few things I can do that nobody else can do is give insight into the design process. Um, as characters come out. And to do that, I have to be making those spotlight videos as the characters come out. That already requires a significant amount of time. And basically, that's time that I no longer have to spend on the guides for older champions. It's a bit of a one or the other. I would like to make more champion guides, but I also need to know not to burn myself out as a content creator. So I kind of have to keep those things in mind. I feel like I left something out of that while I'm also trying to draft here, but that is kind of the crux of it. Back off. Okay, got a good chance there. Because yeah, I consider those spotlights to be basically me adding what I would with guides for those characters. And that means I'm putting out 2 a month as opposed to like one every 2 months, which was my old pace. So I feel like I'm putting out more info. It's just in a slightly less flashy format. And that's kind of the trade that I've decided to make now that I have a full-time job on top of it. Now I want food. It was good. I also had a sausage kolache. Have I tried pastéis de nata? No, I have not. Am I reading that correctly that that would be some kind of Portuguese or Brazilian food? I'm not familiar. When I try to fight... bravo, Nick. Black Widow using a skill champ. Game crashes immediately before... Weird. And it's always Black Widow. It's before the game loads or before the fight starts? And I'm assuming you've sent in a support ticket, because if not, very much please do. Nice, Accelerate. I hope you got him. Portuguese custard tart. Custard tart. Very cool. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. That felt pretty good. Haven't sent a support ticket. I posted on the forums with a video. Okay, well that's good. Yeah, I appreciate you uploading that. That's a weird one. Good news is the Canadian holiday was last week, and so that should get looked at tomorrow instead of Tuesday. Hey, Joey. Happy Sunday. Excuse me. That's not a bad attempt with Thing versus Maw. It's a tough fight. Can I test it? Maybe in a little bit. I like the new progression system in Battlegrounds quite a bit. What I do not enjoy is that the animation is playing twice. Um, but yeah, I can test it a little bit later, Manny. I could add one relic to the game. Who would I add? What sort of ability would I like it to have? I don't think I have an answer to that right now. I do think there's obvious space for an armor break cosmic relic, which I would probably give to Medusa. Um, it's just that's automatically difficult to build without it going nuts on Cosmic Ghost Rider. Good deck. Stacked as hell. Oh god, now I have to freaking reload the game just because it timed out. Whoops. That's what I try to avoid. I apparently missed the frickin' button. Okay, well. There's my home screen. There's not a lot going on. Corvus wouldn't be a problem as long as the armor breaks didn't juice you further, because his armor breaks are actually quite weak. Cool, I guess we drafted APOC. Not the worst. They did leave me Kate and Toad. That's nice. CGR is the main problem because his armor breaks are so strong. Like, I would probably want to put most... Yeah, I would probably want to put most of the power into Armor Shattered as opposed to Armor Break, because that's something CGR does not have. But you would still need to do something with Armor Breaks, and he would be good for it. Like, it's... And I wouldn't try and cut that out entirely. Like, he's an overpowered character, but You don't avoid those entirely. You just want to find a way to minimize what it does for him while still being good elsewhere. Yeah, the metal system is very good. I stand by my criticism of a lot of the suggestions people had for how progression should be changed, but that does not include this system. I like it quite a bit. Yeah, exactly, Illusion. Like I'd love to benefit Terrax as well. He would probably be a primary target. And we just know they're gonna get like Gallon last. Okay, well that's not Gallon at least. I don't love this draft. Yeah, you could definitely do something along those lines, Magnus. It's gonna be tough, but I feel like this is my best option. Because we know they'll use Kingpin, and I basically just kind of have to hope that they get busted. Okay, well, we have some time. Okay, this is going to falter. Let it be. Please throw it. He's not going to. Sir, I have a dex on me. Just throw it. What is this Maw AI? There we go. Oh, dang it, it got purified. And now we can't stop it anymore. That's even more annoying. Alright, well. If Maul wants to play like that, there's not a whole lot you can do. Yeah, just gotta hang on. I'll work on it when I can, user. But at least Ma is pretty clearly masculine. Shriveled basement masculine, but masculine. Hey, Deb, how's it going? Come on, Kingpin, don't do this. Throw your... Thank you, Wilson. Never mind, Wilson. Screw you. God. Got a perfect matchup. And just down the freaking drain. Yeah, Wayne, rank 5. I guess hype finally went to a special 3. I think that's the first time hype has won on defense for me in a very, very long time. Yeah, they forfeited Wayne. My guess is hype got to 3 bars and they immediately forfeited knowing that it was probably over with Warlock. Duped my rank or my 5-star Valk relic last night. Prospect of rank 4 Masacre got even spicier. That's very nice. I think the tech relics are pretty good, honestly. Like, you don't need to see a better tech relic just because you don't have Green Goblin, right? That's an obvious one to try. Sentinel is solid. Like, it's very good on Sentinel, which I know a lot of people don't like, but it's also extremely good on Penny Parker, which people just don't use enough on offense, but that's on them. Hulkbuster's very good. I think Green Goblin is solid. It's spooky on Doc Ock and good on a few others. I think Tech's doing okay. The Tech class overall is a little bit tricky to key into. Like, even with the Green Goblin relic, part of the reason that some of its abilities are worded a little oddly is because there's such a disparity in between. Like, think about how often um, Mysterio power drains versus how often Doc Ock power drains, which can literally be 30 times per second. Those are very, very different cadences, and to build a relic that makes sense on both is a very daunting challenge. I know I said very a lot there, and I'm sorry. But yeah, skill is just a bit tricky. I think the relics we have are doing a good job. Um, but it's tough. I think next relic for tech, I may have said skill, I meant tech. Next relic we have for tech, I think I would probably want to see something keying into armor because that is an identity of the class. It might be a more defensive relic on average, but just key into the identity of tech is kind of the class that has really good characters that have one permanent armor up, that kind of thing. I think that could be nice.
Would it be really hard to have relics target tags instead of class types? It would be difficult at this point, not impossible. The bigger thing is that's just not something we want to do. Like, it's it's a bad design move. Because if I build a relic for tech and I key off of heal block and power drain, or one or the other, whatever. But like those are archetypal tech abilities. They're likely to stay relevant for some time. And I know that they're going to work now because even if tech doesn't have the most consistent identity, it does have pieces of identity that you can latch onto. If I build a relic for the Avengers, what the frick do I tie into? I don't have an answer. Because if you pull up the Avengers, it's this massive list of characters that have nothing in common with each other across most of the classes. And then, even worse, I have to keep in mind what that relic does for every Avenger we add to the game ever again. Which is much more likely to be which is a lot less likely to fall neatly into the interactions that we had intended for the relic, because an Avenger could be in any class and could pull from any part of the class wheel, whereas a tech will always be a tech. And even if the class wheel evolves and the identity for tech changes over time, we control how it changes. And that is why relics target classes. Targeting tags within classes is on the table, but I don't think we would ever change relics to target tags instead of classes. Yeah, I hear you, user. Less stress in Battlegrounds definitely makes it easier to play. The armor break issue would also affect Herc with Cap. Yep, that's some broken frickin' characters for whose sins Arcus and Medusa and Terrax often die. Exactly, user. On point. Um, Agent Coulson with poison instead of bleed. Well, a copy paste of Nick with poison would not be a good character because Nick without deep wounds is a pretty underwhelming character. So be careful what you wish for. Oh. Yeah, that's what I've found as well, user. My Hyperion always seems to throw his specials. He's never good on defense. That was a bit of a Hail Mary. But I didn't think I would have that much time, which is exactly why I was getting frustrated with Wilson. Oh, Buster Relic on Iron Doom. Yeah, for sure. Interesting, Magnus. Let me take a look at that real quick before we start the next one. Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Are you sure that you didn't miss the words up to blah 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 burst damage based on block proficiency and attack rating? Because I think you're probably just catching that your character doesn't have enough block proficiency to deal the stated maximum. I don't really agree with that, Wayne. I think that the Wolverine relic doesn't have enough targets, but otherwise, I think the mutant relics are pretty solid. No relic for someone like Rocket and Ghost. Ghost doesn't need a relic, Manny. Ghost doesn't even need any synergies for like at least another 3 years. And yeah, Rocket has vision. I think MODOK has changed himself enough that he makes sense as science. There's not a man in that suit anymore. Only have 3? Yeah. And? You've clocked how the releases happen, right? Next batch will have another mutant relic. I don't agree that 2 are meh. The Wolverine one is legitimately good. It just doesn't have a lot of targets. That's a different issue. Yeah, Gambit works for a lot of champions. That's just not true, Wayne. Kinda wish Valk Relic would gain power when hitting into block. It does, Bob. That's literally the innate. Hey, Shurtrigal. I understand that it's difficult to really clock out relics right now because we don't have an equivalent of Aunt May. But I do think that a lot of people thinking certain relics are bad does come down to them not being fully tested and known. I'm not blaming anyone for that, but I think it is a significant factor. I did not do Moondragon, no. I was involved in her development and gave a fair amount of feedback, but she was not my baby. I like her a lot, though. Her designer did a really good job. I do have another Champ Illusion, yeah, coming up in August. I'm kind of amazed you haven't been here to hear me say that yet. Hey, Zach, how's it going? All right, back up, sir. Thank you. Cool, that should be quick enough. Go away. All right. Blunder on his part. I agree. I don't think that our opponent knows how well Hulkling handles Zemo. Or he isn't familiar with. Sorry, or they aren't familiar with thing. Yeah, you can do thing with Shang-Chi, just not quickly. So I think this is mostly an issue of them overestimating Zemo. Oh, I know illusion. And I don't mean that as a like you should be around more. I mean that as a I was under the impression you were around more. And I've said it enough. I'm just surprised you haven't heard it. Hope that makes more sense. But I hope school's going well for you, man. Hey, nah, how's it going, man? Do you think Moondragon's gonna get the balance hammer? We'll see. It's all about the data. A character that scales with crit damage, doing a lot of damage with boosts and recoil in perfect conditions in YouTube videos, does not a balance hammer make. I'm not convinced she's too strong just yet. Huh? Yeah, like, go for it, dude. Use Torch, but... I don't know. I don't want to jinx it. Zemo's bad if you don't play him as if he's unblockable. Yeah, there is that. Here, boy. Forgot I had Tigra. That or just, I don't know, doesn't fully appreciate her. I love where I'll end up, so not complaining. That's good. That's. There was a time when I intended to go to med school. I'm glad I did not go down that road. And from all of the people I know who have gone that road, the fact that you feel like that in year 4 is a huge thing. So I'm happy for you, dude. Oh, I know, Wayne. I just I didn't feel the moment in the fight, and I didn't want to be late and get hit. And so I knew that the miss would give me enough power for the special one, and that I just needed it to land to finish out the fight. So I appreciate the tip, but that was me being conservative. New to Zemo, what's his appeal for offense and defense? For offense, he has indefinite effects. He has really reliable cleanse, and he can crit pretty darn nicely. When opponents are immune to his stuff, he just hits harder. He's a really interesting character. He's not super quick in Battlegrounds, but he can do some cool stuff. On defense, it's that same. He crits through block. He has non-contact mediums. He does disorients. Like Wayne said, you kind of have to play him unblockable. It's tough. I like fighting him in other metas with Hyperion, and in this meta with Toad um and Hulkling. Hey Ash, welcome. Tested the Valk relic on Valk. When I hit into opponent block, the relic gauge doesn't fill. Then you probably don't have the innate awakened, Bob. Because it's not in the base part of the relic, but that is what the innate does. Is that a 6-star Scarlet Witch relic? It is. It is a duped 6-star Scarlet Witch relic. Which, like, I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I'm a little bit ungrateful. I wanted a second 6-star relic. Instead, I have this one, where the best thing for me to do is put it on a non-optimal target, is what it is. How did I learn how to code without learning a language? I mean, to a certain extent, coding concepts fit into like mathematical concepts overall. You can pick up some of the like logic. What is it? Thinking like logic, math, Boolean logic, that kind of stuff. Like you pick that stuff up from philosophy, which I took. I also took a year of Java in high school. I got some of those things. It's kind of how my brain works in the first place. The biggest advantage I had is that I know this game pretty well overall. And so that just makes it easier. When I want to know how something works, I go and look up equivalencies. Like if I want to know how to code a bleed immunity for Carl, I know 1,000 places to look. That kind of thing has been very, very helpful for me. I haven't done a Battlegrounds match for energy since November or longer. Nah. In the UK, it's a rough situation at the moment. Lots of people questioning their career once qualified, ton moving abroad. Fair enough. I have heard a little bit about the NHS over on y'all's side. Sorry to hear that, bud. Mm, please draft Nick and put him on defense, and don't draft Quicksilver that I don't have an answer. That's fine if they use Nick here instead of. Maybe I'll use Toad elsewhere. That was pretty good. Has autoplay always been able to play the Special 3 minigame? I don't think so. It usually just times out on it. Good luck, Zach. I have a lot to catch up on with chat, but I see that, and good luck. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, I didn't think a Special 2 was going to kill without that vulnerability. And I needed more time to build armors anyway. $2 months or so? Interesting. Yeah, Dante, there's definitely some overlap. You basically just, I don't know. My philosophy has always been to try and, like, really dig into the whys in any class that I'm in. And so there are actually, like, there's been a lot more transferable skills for me into coding from my music composition classes and from philosophy and from everything else I did than maybe there would have been if I approached things a little differently. Wow. Okay. Um, we'll see, but I think I can win this. God, I love Toad. I don't know if I would win. Cool, but I love Toad. I know what you're saying, Wayne. Kate is intentionally less punishing than Hawkeye, but her ceiling is absolutely locked behind high level play. Yes. That's funny, Zach. Good luck. Tigra and Quake just aren't the same kind of champion, Wayne. Like, there's characters with skill caps where it's all about spacing, and the other character, there's characters where it's all about execution of your own. Kate is somewhere in between because finding ways to back your opponent up to the wall is still very important, but it's also about execution on her end, which I wouldn't really say is true as much for Tigra. Tigra, you learn the things and you do the things. There's timing, obviously, but it's not really the same, if that makes sense. So I don't even feel like comparing them like they're on the same axis of these are both skill requirement champs makes a whole lot of sense, personally. Underrated is thrown around too much. Toad is definitely underrated. I don't think there's any room in that one, Chris. People like and use Toad, yes. There is still room for him to be underrated relative to how good he is and how popular he would be if more people understood his nuances. That's the point. Hey, Wolf, how's it going, man? And I'm really glad to hear that, Wayne, because fun was definitely a key goal with Kate. All right, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick, so I will see y'all soon. Like literally just a couple minutes, but I'll be back until then. And I'm gonna try something I don't normally do, so heads up on this. While I'm gone, instead of a picture of my screen, I'm actually gonna try playing ads. See y'all in a couple. Okay, so here's the question. Hi, everyone, again. Did ads actually play? Um, because I hit the button and it told me to enable monetization, and monetization is on. I expect most of you saw ads as you joined the stream, so I'm a little confused. So if anyone can let me know if that works. Don't worry, I don't plan to spam ads in the middle of live streams basically ever, but I'm just curious if putting them up while I use the restroom makes sense going forward. I also just lost almost a third of my viewers, so apparently people really hate ads. But whatever, that's not my problem. You got an ad? Okay, that's good. Like I said, I don't plan to make that a significantly more frequent thing, but if there's ever a time to play an ad, it's during what would otherwise be dead air. Hey, Safa, how's it going? Capitalist through and through, you. Ugh. All right. 4 relevant rank 5s. That's gross. Don't think I need to care about any of those. So you're gone, you're gone. You know what? You're also gone. Split the difference. They got rid of my Valkyrie. I know what you're trying to do over there, buddy. Oh. That's awesome, Jason. I love to hear that. Congrats on the solo.
probably should draft Spidey. He just hasn't really come up. Maybe I should look at potentially replacing him. uh, is this going to time out and pick randoms? Okay, good. I was about to restart. Hmm. All right, I was about to scream. I can't keep getting away with not banning Absorbing Man and then me not getting him. A lot of that, Magnus, is actually because Hawkeye is lying to you a little bit about how his crit bleeds work. Oh, darn. Did I miss recoil? I must have. Well, that sucks. Yeah, it's on me. Alright, here goes nothing. Who do I even use here? I guess Nimrod doesn't matter anymore. Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me, PWF. And wait, why is Elsa on defense? Whatever. Figure it out. Come here. Cool. I'll take it. Oh, pff. Mm. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. That's totally what I was about to say. Okay, well, I guess that's why Elsa's on defense, because she's a 7-star and I underestimated her and should have used my special one. No Hulk Buster. No, I only have a couple Hulk Busters. Wait for my Guardian. Oh, I guess I didn't even see that Guardian was an option. Hey, Fel Snoops, welcome. Try to clutch 3 hours of sleep. Yeah. Or, oh, you're saying you're on your way out, Fel. Yeah, get some sleep, man. Ah, we got ourselves a pauser. I'm even more confused now. Because while that Elsa gave me more trouble than I thought, um, she wasn't gonna beat a pause? I don't know, man. I'm so confused. Hey, Carl, how's it going, man?
How am I sure that they paused their fight time set 119 seconds? Um, Gosh, that was close. I'm sure because it's never actually 120. It's always close, Snoops. They're gonna switch this to, oh, I thought they were gonna switch it to Spidey at the last second. Alright, have fun. I probably should have thrown Gal in there. Yeah, I should have thrown Gal in there. And then used Carl. That's okay. We'll see how this goes. If that's a mistake I lose from, it's a mistake I lose from. I don't think Crossbones is going to be able to outdamage it. Gown against the Mystic Spidey? Yeah, because a lot of people mess that up, Wayne. It's doable, but it's not easy at all. I don't agree at all, Usafa. Yeah, the game should be changed, but it's still unsportsmanlike. Wilson. I'd rather lose than win that way. I fully expect pausing to be fixed at some point. We're obviously not there yet, but... Wilson. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Opponent said 131 seconds today. I am also confused by that. Yeah, see, that was clearly a timeout, Snoops, and it says 118. The other person definitely took Nick down to like 1% or 4% or wherever they were, decided they didn't have time to kill him again, and then paused right there. In my opinion, like, the way to deal with Nick is not to pause. The way to deal with Nick is run counters to Nick in your deck or ban him. That's what's intended. I understand that it's not currently prohibited, which is why I'm not calling for anyone to get banned or anything like that. We should change it. I'm just not going to do it because I think it's relatively weak until we get there. He did play well there. Yeah, no, I do. I expected our opponent to play well, and that torch takedown of Maw was impressive. It's like, yeah, Torch is good against Mystics, but it's harder in this meta. And that's well played. It is what it is, Carl. I'm not leading an Inquisition. Just speaking to where I sit on it. Hey, Dot. How's it going? Take care, Illusion. Have a good one. Okay. I don't know if this is my internet or if Battlegrounds is starting to slow down more, but I've been getting enough of those. This is probably the last round I play because of that. Yeah, let's grab long shot. There are enough Mystics I need Scorp to answer that I can't afford to pass up on him, even if he wouldn't be a great defender for me here. Okay, we're seeing the audience recover. I don't know how much data I got from that experiment. Because the audience always drops off whenever I have the audacity to use the restroom in the middle of a stream anyway. I'll think about it. Definitely grabbing Sunspot, and I think... I think I want Hulkling over Nimrod. Yeah. Do not love seeing that Atuma. That could be a problem. Yeah, I hear you, Carl. I think the cap one in the current victory track is pretty good. And there's some more coming along. But I hear you. I don't love it, but I pretty much have to use Sunspot here, and we'll just see how this goes. No ads, no lost viewership, no lost gameplay. Yeah, that sounds fun. After all, real men don't wash their hands, right? Ouch. Didn't realize how slow Sunspot would be there. Okay. Oh, they swapped to Wiccan. Why did they swap to Wiccan? I guess they were giving up this round? Huh. Broke down, spent one loyalty and $30 to rank 4 opens. I guess congrats, Dot, but that's definitely going to make me laugh. I mainly use the Luke Cage facepalm one when I play badly. Yeah, I have the Luke one in my deck for that purpose, even if I haven't really used it yet. And that doesn't mean I haven't played badly, I just don't think about it. But yeah, the Loki one is toxic as heck. Oh, Nicholas. Okay, we got 4. I'll take it. Striker, go. Boom. Yeah, I think we got this one. I was going to go Cassie, but she's currently whiffing on a lot of stuff. Yeah, I've heard. That's weird. Those deals went away almost immediately for me. Funny. Just got a consultation for my first tattoo scheduled. Super excited. Nice, Snoops. Hope it turns out well. Almost as fast as Penny. Correct, Dot. But it's also faster for a whole lot of other people. And it doesn't die to Gallon on defense in 14 seconds. No, Penny's great. I would happily run a rank 4. I said this yesterday, and it's now been updated. I have placed Zane on defense 5 times. My opponent has used Gallon 4 times. So consider this your announcement. It's not a great matchup. It's almost like we decided his data um, was bad enough he needed a buff, Ashish, and that buff is coming out next month. It's not a waste of a rank up. You're just seeing exactly why we decided to tune him up. That's the whole point of rebalancing. Yeah, Penny's great. Yeah, 10% damage cap is insane. Arguably too good. Just confirming there's nothing I want in here. You get people holding their Gallons and Hulklings for Penny, then you drop her on offense and boom. Yeah, no, I've absolutely done that in the metas where I've felt like running her. She's definitely still good. Okay, I thought we had a couple. Cool. Rank 2 Mantis or Killmonger. Mantis for sure would be fun. You know I love Killmonger, but I don't think I would rank 2 him right now. We've just had so many specials that aren't really punishable lately. I really wish Relics told you what SIG the thing was. Yeah, like this one is 100, but I don't know if it was already 100 or if it's now at 100. Whatever. Let me take a quick look at my tech relics. I haven't thought about these in a while. Yeah, I've got the Hulkbusters on Guardian and I Doom. I stand by that. Sentinel on Omega Sentinel and Penny. Wait, why does this show 2... Oh, that's still on my 3-star Penny from the... from Vegas tournament. That's hilarious.
Okay, what tech relic do I want this on? Probably Zane, just for control. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. A reminder to periodically check out your relics. Energy resistance doesn't really help. Sure, I'll take attack rating against mutants, why not? Like, this doesn't do much for him, but that 3 stars are exactly where I will use relics just for strikers. That is the price for ranking good champions, Kevin, because God knows I get my top characters banned all the time. My 2 most common bans are the characters I built myself. I have 3 Cosmic Tier 6 Glass Catalysts, but only 3 of each. Already have Hulkling at rank 5. Should I wait and rank 5 another Cosmic? Or do another rank 4 right now? I think that depends if you're excited about any of the Cosmic 7 stars, Carl. With Hulkling already up, I would absolutely be starting to think in that direction, and I would probably do the rank 4 now. But if you're like, I don't know, you adore your rank 4 null, speaking hypothetically, and you would also like him up, then sure, I would wait. It just kind of depends on your priorities there. Void, I've given this spiel before, so I'll make it quick. There is a trade-off between announcements coming early and announcements being specific. What we got on the BG store being updated was an early announcement. That means it wasn't going to be specific. People just need to be patient. It'll be announced when it's announced. And if something's not on the forums, I can't tell you even if I know. Don't have Killmonger as a 6-star, but fair point on unpunishable specials. Yeah, that's really my biggest issue with him. Is the quick recovery times just hits him so hard relative to other people. Extended combos go burr. Indeed. It's going to be interesting if we ever try out another kind of battle cast with a different kind of striker, like that isn't the 2 or 3 hit combo followed by a striker opening. What else is going to be worth it relative to how good those have been? No, it's okay, Void. Like I said, that's why I gave it quickly. My chat has heard enough of it. But yeah, just keep that in mind going forward, that like we're kind of always in a catch-22 as a company. Either we tell you something is coming but don't give you specifics because we don't have them yet. And then people are like, why weren't they more specific? I mean, that's the worst case. The intermediate is just people being curious, which I realize is more when you are, and I get that. But we have to deal with those extremes going, why weren't you more specific, blah. But then the flip side is if we wait until we can be specific, then we give you less overall notice, and then people are like, I just spent 60,000 tokens. How dare you not give me more warning? And yeah, we're always trying to balance those two. So we're doing the best we can. I didn't realize I had 3 of these. Okay, that takes me to 1 there, so nothing in particular. But that's nice. Bases are gonna be amazing. uh, the funny thing is that like that is an internal joke as well. People talking about, oh yeah, when are we getting around to bases? But it also every once in a while somebody says it's like, you know what would be cool is if we finally build bases and do X. Like it's also something that because it's just interesting design space, you know? Yeah. Anywho, any more champs I'm developing? Yes, I have one coming for August, and I also built Kate. So, funnily enough, they are my top 2 at the moment. But yeah, I have another champion coming in August. Which, I haven't teased anything in a while, and it's far enough out that I don't want to take any attention away from
God, we haven't even announced the June champions, let alone the July ones yet. But I will say that it is a new class, so it is not a mystic or a skill. Run with that. Kate can knock down Doom while he's an aura. That's getting fixed because that is that's the flip side dot of her not being able to reduce Rindra's charges. And that just has to do with the fact that Kate effectively has two special animations, if you think about it. She has the uncharged one, which knocks back a normal distance, and the fully charged one, which knocks them back the increased distance. The increased distance got the flag that we use internally for animations for knockdown via heavy, and the shorter one didn't get that flag. So if you try the longer one against Doom, it won't work. But it also will work against Rintra, which is kind of cool, but like that's not something that we're going to have players memorize and try to use. So yeah, it'll be fixed. I think that's next month. We'll see. Anywho, let me refresh YouTube again, make sure nobody's streaming right now. Yeah, I don't see anyone, but I know Vegas tier list came out this morning. So I'll go ahead and... Actually, you know what? Most of y'all have probably seen Vegas tier list. I'm going to be blunt. So I am going to link Nas war video from today. And mine will be out tomorrow morning as usual. Take care, everyone, and thanks for hanging out. Adios.